Hey guys, today we are going to talk about Sacramento and why people are moving here from different areas. Now, Sacramento is located in Northern California and is just a few hours drive from the Bay Area and a few hours drive to Lake Tahoe. So in this video, we're going to share with you guys why people are moving here, what to expect when you get here, and maybe why Sacramento area might not be right for you and your family.
Sacramento. So Sacramento, I grew up in Northern California my whole life. My father lived in Sacramento. I visited him a couple times, right? And I always remembered, coming in the summertime and it was hot, right?
Yeah.
But I didn't know much about it and didn't come out here for any other reasons growing up or even as a young adult, except for if I was going to,
Reno,
Tahoe to
Lake
Reno,
Tahoe.
I'd pass by it,
Yeah.
right? Or go visit my sister that lives in Elk Grove, which I don't see too often as well. Until we were actually looking to make the big move of leaving the Bay Area back in 2019, 20. And we were looking at all these places outside of California because a lot of people were leaving California at the time, leaving the Bay Area. And I was just a little nervous to leave a state that I absolutely love, is absolutely beautiful in California. But I was just felt like we were being priced out in the Bay Area until I remembered my sister lives in Elk Grove, Sacramento area. Why don't, instead of making a huge move out of state, let's just go look
Yeah.
out in the Sacramento area. And that was 3.5 years ago. And a
Yeah.
lot has changed in our lives. And now we've actually started this channel talking about a lot of great positive things in the Northern California Sacramento region. Is one of the biggest areas that is just exploding with potential right now,
Right.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's
And
so much to talk about when it comes to this area, not just from California perspective, but in the country.
yeah. Well, a lot of people are moving into the Sacramento region because of the quality of life and affordability of homes, right? And so when we say Sacramento region, we're not just talking about like Sacramento, the city itself, but the whole region in this area. And we're including some cities that are in Placer County, but it's kind of like what they call the Sacramento region. So when we're talking about Sacramento, we're also including things like Folsom, El Dorado Hills, Rancho Cordova, Rockland, Roseville, Lincoln, all these areas in the region that are like really growing. I mean, I actually just did some research on, upcoming developments in the Sacramento region. They're building like, 2,000 homes in West Sacramento. They're going to have some homes in Natomas. They have a bunch of building in Elk Grove. Probably going to be like a huge growth in Elk Grove for the next 16 years. So there's just so much when it comes to Sacramento region. And so, we wanted to kind of share a little bit more information about, why we moved to Sacramento, what our experience has been, and some of the downfalls that Sacramento region has. So that way, when, people are relocating to this area, you can kind of get a grasp of what it's like for us and our family and what you guys can expect when moving here. So, like Steven said, we moved out here about 3.5 years ago, and we moved here because of affordability. We were looking at homes in the Bay Area at that time, and we were looking at, 1,500 square foot homes for 1.2 with, multiple offers going up to like 200,000 over asking price. So, here you can get reasonable homes for still like what, six to $800,000.
I mean, you could get reasonable homes for 500.
Yeah,
And we're talking about in good cities too.
right.
I'm not talking about certain cities that I wouldn't necessarily recommend people to go looking, but we're talking about like Roseville. You could get a brand new home in the low $500,000
Yeah,
price point right now,
right.
brand new,
Yep.
untouched. You're the first one to live there,
Yeah, yeah,
right? And it's not a tiny home now. To some people, it might be, but for a family of first-time home buyers with two kids, planning on
yeah,
having two kids, maybe three, to get their foot in the door at a $500,000 price point and
with
renting
really
homes,
good
like
interest
you're not
rates.
getting that in a lot of areas
Yeah.
when it comes to California.
Yeah, no, I agree. And so I actually was doing some research on like how many people are actually relocating to Sacramento. And it says that the Sacramento region is seeing a large influx of people, with more people moving there than any other place in the United States. Um, an
That's
estimated 20
crazy.
an
I thought everybody's
estimated
leaving California.
well, I
Everybody's
mean,
leaving the Bay Area.
okay, so no, I mean, we get clients here that are moving from different states. We've moved,
Absolutely.
I mean, countless people from like the East Coast moving here. So we do
Multiple
have,
states throughout
yeah,
the country, people are finding us on our channel because they don't know much about this area, but they're hearing about this area and they're trying to do some research. And our channel tends to pop up and they give us a call like, we don't know much about it. And it's cool because we resonate with them
yeah,
as far as, yeah, we've been in Northern California our whole lives, but Sacramento is still new to us.
yeah.
So we could give our feedback, our experience, plus most of the people, clients that we work with are very similar. They're coming from out of the area.
Yeah. But look, check this out. So it says an estimated 29,000 people move from the Bay Area to Sacramento each year.
I wonder if that's just the city or the area. Because that's a,
That's a lot. Yeah.
but it makes sense because we obviously meet so many people out here on a,
And I think that's the county, Sacramento County. That so that
okay,
might not even include like Roseville, Rockland, because
which is
that's in Placer
County,
County.
right? You know, so we meet people on a daily basis, and I always ask them, where do you come from? Or where are you from? Because there's a good chance they're not originally from this
Oh
area.
yeah.
And most of the time, the answer is the Bay Area.
Whether that's a couple years ago or 20 years ago.
Right, right. And then once in a while, you get people that grew up here their whole lives, and that's very rare. And then you also get your people that are from out of state as well,
Yeah.
right? But yeah, Bay Area is a good part of people coming out here, us being included.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, you guys, we hope you're enjoying this video and that you find the information helpful while you're going through this home buying process.
Good chance you're watching this video to learn more about the area and possibly buy a home out here. It's a lot of new construction, and the truth is you can walk into new construction unrepresented and get some kind of incentive. We just want to let you know we want you to reach out to us first because we do know through experience over and over and over again that it's good to have representation, and with our skill we could get you the best deal possible. That's why we have information down below that you can reach out to us, and we hope you enjoy the video. Let's get back to it.
So, one of the things that a lot of people ask us is, what are the type of jobs here? Like, how's the economy? What's the infrastructure like with all the growing developments? And, a lot of our clients are in the medical industry. So we get a lot of doctors and nurses relocating here from various states, even, out of the country. And so there is a lot of medical industry jobs, whether it's a nurse, a doctor. We actually have some paramedic EMT moving, or some smaller healthcare private places that are hiring in that field. And then we also have, the Beale Air Force Base is maybe about 20 minutes drive from Roseville. So we do have military families. And
There's a
then
lot of construction.
yeah,
There's construction everywhere.
yeah,
Everywhere we look, there's construction. That's including residential, commercial.
roads being built.
There's construction everywhere, and
Yeah,
there's going to continue to be construction. So
yeah,
if you're in the construction industry, there's a lot of demand in that as well for
yeah.
a long time.
And we also see some tech companies too. Like there's an Oracle in Rockland. There is it IBM in Folsom? And it says here, like, Sacramento is the 10th most popular city in the country for startups. And Sacramento is the third most popular destination in the country for tech workers. So, I mean, that's kind of cool to hear. And I was
Even
actually,
remote, a lot of
mhm,
people that
yeah,
could work remote come out here. Entrepreneurs are coming out here.
yeah,
There's a lot of people around us that, started their own business as well.
right, right. So there's a lot of different job growth here, different diversity of people and industries. let's talk about the infrastructure because there's a lot of like new communities popping up, new homes everywhere. And when they are building new communities, that comes with newer infrastructure like schools, parks, trails. And so, what we're hearing and seeing from a lot of the clients that we're moving into the area is like they love that newness of the community, they love the schools. Um, even just alone in where we live in Whitney Ranch and then, in the West Park area of Roseville.
When living in an older area, which most of my life, I never grew up in a brand new area. It was a lot of moving, but usually in a developed area, which is nice and was nice at the time as well. And you get desensitized to the aging process of an area. I'll give you an example of living in my grandparents' home. I always thought it was a nice home, right? Until they fixed it up to sell it and you see the before and after pictures. I didn't realize how filthy that house
Yeah.
was after they had to replace the carpets, paint the house, remodel the kitchen. I thought it was a comfortable, cozy home,
Yeah,
right?
growing up.
And you don't realize even outside of the area until you leave for a while and come back.
Oh, yeah.
Now, being on 880 freeway, you just are used to the tagging on the walls, right?
Hmm.
And BART right next to you, and just it's older,
Yeah.
construction on the road all the time. And then my first taste of going from an old area to a new area back to old areas when we were in our 20s. We moved from Hayward, then Antioch, Pittsburgh for a little bit, and then we went to San Diego and bought our first new house in our 20s, right? It was a beautiful area, it was brand new. And then we moved back to Union City after 5 years. I was like, this place got
It's
so
old.
old, but it didn't get that much older. It's just I was used to
The newness.
brand new
Yeah.
everything. Fast forward, going back to that area where we bought our new house 20 years later
Oh,
is still nice, but it has aged.
yeah. We went to visit our old houses and we were like,
This looks
what?
like an older house,
Yeah, for
right?
sure.
Everything
I actually almost
ages.
didn't recognize it.
Right. So we're in the time right now where everything is new.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong, there's older parts everywhere, but there's so much new construction, so much new highways, new roads. It's really nice to walk into a brand new shopping center
Yeah.
and,
Well, like I mean, even like the schools, right? They're brand new schools, but they're forward thinkers. It's just a very different environment. Like I feel like
we don't want to
they're
take a step backwards in time. We want to take a
exactly.
step forward, and that's what we're seeing out
Yeah,
here.
yeah. So okay, so
There's some cons though, right?
yeah, I was just
We'll
gonna
talk
get
about
that.
some.
So like, what are some of the things that like people should know before they move here?
Okay, I love it out here. Mostly everybody I talk to loves it out here, but there are pros and cons. There are
For
things, in
sure.
my opinion, that I kind of miss in the Bay Area, but the quality of life and the pros outweigh the cons.
Yep.
But man, I know there's good food out here because we're finding it,
Yeah.
but it seemed like it was when you move to a new area, it's like, oh, the food's not as good as the Bay
Right.
Area,
Yeah.
right? But there's good food out here. We're
Yeah.
just so busy, it's hard for us to actually put in that time to look. Now we're
Sure.
finding places, but in my opinion, there was just more options in the Bay Area when it
Yeah.
comes
I
to
mean, it's like
delicious,
diverse, right?
very diverse
Yeah,
food,
and there's
right?
just more people, more diversity. And eventually, and then that kind of goes into play with like us saying a lot of people who live here say that this is kind of like the Bay Area or the Tri-Valley like 20 years ago.
Yeah,
So it
it's
just needs
turning into a
time
melting
to,
pot right now.
yeah, so it just
This one
needs
too.
time to kind of, grow.
Construction, there's construction right across the street from me right now. I've been here for 3.5
How
years.
many nails have you gotten in your tires?
We do drive through new builds all the time, so I don't think it's a common thing for everybody to get nails in their tires, but we are getting nails in our, we've gotten a few, that's a little annoying, but like our neighbor behind us is putting their pool in the
It's seven
backyard, and
o'clock
that's
in the
great, but
morning, yeah.
you know what? It really doesn't bother me because I look at it differently of just I'm excited for this growth. I'm
Yeah,
not like, oh my gosh, so many people are coming in, it's getting too crowded. I'm opposite. I'm like, wow, what a cool time we're in to be
right.
in this area right now that's has so much years of potential, right? So much growth. And so the new construction doesn't bother us.
Yeah.
At least it doesn't bother me. I don't think it bothers you
No,
too much, right?
no.
It could be something for
Like more
certain
of like
people,
a
right?
nuisance of like, but honestly, like with closed doors, closed windows, you can't hear
I don't hear
anything. And I
anything right
literally
there.
have a
Yeah.
construction right across the street. So,
Right.
they make those dual pane windows pretty solid.
This has been a long summer.
Yes. But
Hold on. It's summer's fun for like the first month. We're going swimming, we're going to Folsom Lake, we're got our shirts off with some beer, about to barbecue. It's fun. Month two, it's like, oh, we've been doing this for a while. Then it really starts to get hot, and we're starting to see hundreds consistently. Then month three, and this summer just seems like it drug on to me.
yeah.
Here's the kicker. I was excited to go see my family in San Ramon, which is in the Bay Area, to get some relief from the heat. I was like, gosh, it's 100 degrees again. And I guarantee it's gonna be cooler. We're gonna have some fresh air. And it was hotter there than it was here.
Yeah,
And I know that's not always the case, but if it was 101 here on that Saturday, I think
it
it was
was,
103 in San Ramon. It's
yeah.
like, so I looked it up. The planet, this is the hottest year on
Oh
record,
yeah. Yeah.
right? So yes, it is hot here, and it's hot a lot of places, especially if you're inland, no matter where you're
Yeah.
at.
So it's definitely hot here. Like, we will not really go into the pool until like evening time, just when that sun goes down. One of the differences I think between the Bay Area weather and here is that it actually, still stays a little hot here in the evening,
Yeah.
whereas in the Bay Area it kind of cools off a little bit at night.
I think
Um,
there was more breaks in the heat too. I feel like it's pretty consistent during the summertime.
yeah.
This
This
summer was
summer
just
was
really
very
hot. It's
different.
hard for me to compare to the Bay
Right.
Area actually because I wasn't there.
Yeah.
The only thing I have to go off of is that one day where the summer starting to end and it's 100 degrees here. It's got to be,
Well,
which is going to
we
be
had
80
some.
degrees out there and it was 100
Yeah,
degrees.
we had some clients who were moving here from Castro Valley, and like in those areas closer to like Oakland, they don't have air conditioning in the house because they're so close to the coast that it doesn't get that hot. This year it got hot. Like they were saying that it hit 100 in Castro Valley and they didn't have AC.
So it's just, I think that's an issue just that we're kind
All,
of facing is
yeah,
heat and yeah, out here it does get hot.
yeah.
So you're gonna absolutely need air conditioning. You're gonna need to find your little swimming areas and definitely gonna take trips up to Folsom a lot during the summer,
Or
which is
like Lake
nice, right?
Tahoe or Truckee.
Right? It's just it is what it is. That is a con in my opinion. Another thing is when we're talking about the medical field and how there's a huge demand in work for the medical field, it could be a little bit challenging to get appointments sometimes,
Oh, yeah,
right?
right. Yeah.
Because
So I
there's a lot of
know
people moving here and sometimes there's not enough
appointments
staff, right?
available. I know when we first moved here, I was calling different, pediatricians, and it took like a month for me to get an appointment. I know UC Davis, I'm able to get the boys an appointment
Yeah.
a lot quicker, so bigger hospital offices that have staff. But yeah, there are some places where it's hard to get appointments. So you kind of just learn different, finding
Definitely got to
different
learn.
places.
So there's another thing too, maybe a con is, and I think this is going to go with anywhere, is when you move to a new area, it's going to take some time to find your places.
Yeah.
Right? Like there's so many things that you're used to where you're at, and coming to a new place, it's going to be
You got to
really
get a hair
resource,
salon,
your favorite restaurant,
restaurants,
find a dentist,
dentists. Yeah,
doctor, good gym, all that stuff,
right.
right? Where to walk your dog, stuff like that. And in a new construction, which we kind of specialize in, the good thing is you're gonna learn off your neighbors.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody shares
Yeah.
information from each other.
Yeah,
You
for
know,
sure.
so and a lot of people kind of were in your shoes, so you're gonna learn from them too, asking questions.
Yeah, yeah. All right, you guys. So we're wrapping up, this video on, what to expect here in Sacramento. There's a lot more we can share with you guys. I know. So if you have any more questions about Sacramento area or the surrounding area, please reach out to us. We'd be happy to help. I'll put a link to our Calendly below.
Can I
And
add something to that?
yeah,
Like what you're saying. Don't feel like you guys are bugging us. We talk to people all the time. We love hearing your guys' feedback. We love hearing people saying, man, we learned so much from your channel. We'd love to answer any of your questions and just be a source of experience and knowledge out here. There's a lot of great things going on out here. And reach out to us if you guys have any questions. That's what we're here for.
Yep. And guess what? If you're new to our channel, give a little love to subscribe. And guess what, you guys? If you're new to our channel, give a little love to that subscribe button, and we'll catch you on the next video.
See you guys.
Bye.